First order of business today, other than picking up our souls, is to get another shot at this leap. It's honestly just not that difficult. And I feel bad about missing it, but a little worse about almost missing it right there. So, this guy has his own little disco here. He is a strange foe indeed. Let's see what he has to say.
Are you here to fight the demons? If so, then help me escape this place. I am on your side. I have come to face the demons.
Well, the messages told me that this guy is a liar, so he is going to stay right where he is.
You will one day regret this.
And I immediately feel vindicated in my decision. That is Yurt the Silent Chief, and if I were to let him out, he would start killing people back at the Nexus. And as much as I hate patches, that ain't cool. So the only way out of there is the Shard of Archstone that I picked up off the corpse. It's basically a homeward drone. And now that we've taken care of that, it's time to descend back to the swamp. And it is a long way down. So the thing that kills me about this swamp looking back is that it's just so much scarier on my actual TV. It's way darker, and it looks like you're walking around in blood. Whereas in the video, it looks like you're walking around in, well, Kool-Aid. This swamp is a lot more merciful than the last one in that it doesn't poison you or anything like that. All of that is left in the Valley of Defilement. But that doesn't mean that this swamp is all fun and games. You see, when you give a bunch of demons an entire swamp worth of Kool-Aid to drink, bad things happen. Things like this. Things that are going to need to be sped up. Oh yeah, and there's those little guys as well, but we'll see more of them later. I'm really a big fan of poison weapons, but I just don't really feel a need to use them as long as I have the Poison Cloud spell. Well, doesn't mean I'm not gonna, finish upgrading my poison weapon, though. Gotta get those trophies. Give me them Chivos. Now the real challenge here is after you explore the swamp, how do you get up onto the scaffolding? There are actually a couple of entry points, and the easiest way to find them is to follow the enemies back to wherever they're coming from. There we go. The main enemy you find down here is those kind of human-faced scorpion centipede things. They've got 2 heads and a tail and a bunch of legs or claws. They're pretty disgusting, and they've got the strangest animations when you kill them, especially the bigger versions. Well, I guess we haven't seen the bigger versions yet, but spoilers. Oh, there's one. There are bigger versions. Nasty little blighters, I believe is the technical term. And as much as I would like to just roll under it, there's no getting around the scaffolding that way. Welcome indeed. I wonder if you can put down a sign that says, "Oh yeah!" So the big ones have a little more than 2 faces. And you can cut them in half, and then send the other bits of them flying. It's really kind of creepy, actually. Remember that not all hits sever them, but every hit that kills them does. Posthumously. Like, you'll hit them, and they'll die. and then after they scream and you get souls, then they'll fall in half, and it's really bizarre. I'm not certain the coding on these enemies is up to snuff. Stone of Ephemeral Eyes, that could come in handy. But this is another one of the areas that has a boss that's popular for co-op. So, I think once I get up there, I will see if anybody needs some help. I would also appreciate, the actual practice before I have to do something that risks my own souls. That guy drank too much Kool-Aid. I think his stomach just kind of burst. And yeah, this is a lot more difficult when it's almost pitch black. And the only real light source is your character. I wonder what those torture devices that people are stuck on out in the swamp are. They look particularly unpleasant. And just on cue, here comes the horde of enemies. Fortunately, they're so big that they can't really stack up on top of each other. But they can go through the ragdolls of their parts after being killed. Best move, I think, is to draw them forward and watch them tumble their former body parts off of ledges. I really do miss the ragdolls in Dark Souls 2. But I was able to get a corpse with its head stuck in the wall, just kind of hanging off of a cliff. So I guess that's alright. Alright, we can see a fog gate up there. But first, there are a couple more treasures. I think I won't recommend that guy's message. Don't know why, probably wasn't in good mood. Okay. Moving on. Now, if you thought that we were done with the Mind Flayers from 3.1, that's not the case, I'm afraid. It's just they don't really do so well outside of a jail setting and when they have infinite access to Kool-Aid. So they tend to drink a lot of it, and you can see that the result is coming up any time now. Hold on. There we go. Yes, once you feed a Mind Flayer enough Kool-Aid, it turns into a Black Phantom. And of course, like all Black Phantoms, it's actually red. Or at least a red outline. This close to being a Tron villain. And you really don't want to mess with these guys. You use your best spell on them, and you use it without mercy, because their spells are ridiculously powerful. And it's even worse if you're wearing the sharpness ring. One hit from that guy would probably kill me. Now the trap here is that there is a crystal lizard up ahead, and it's incredibly tempting to just go running straight at it. But if you do, you'll get ganked by a bunch of centipede men. But if you walk up slowly, you can see the crystal lizard. It can't see you, but the enemies can. The ones that'll come after you anyways. As that helpful sign points out, that's exactly what we're going to do. Remember, that lizard is much farther away than you'd think. And actually, we don't even need to do a particular amount of work because we can shoot the centipede man from there. And that leaves the lizard open, or rather it would have, except there's another guy there. That's the real trap. It shows you one enemy, but then there's another one standing right behind. Rather, right behind the wall. All things considered, though, the trap was handled with aplomb. And I really do appreciate all the fresh spice. Moving on, we've reached the second tower. There's going to be another elevator here to take up. But first, our friends, the gargoyles, are back. And there's even one hanging off the level shooting me like an asshole. He can go take a Kool-Aid nap. Honestly, that gargoyle looked like he didn't really want to go to work today. Yeah, I guess. Alright. Going to get you. Your rapier. Whatever. But at least he's a lot more interesting in death. Gotta love it when you actually get stuck inside a ragdoll and get to drag it around with you. A little disappointed he came that loose that easily. Storied Soldier Soul, very helpful. And now we just need to get to the elevator. Yeah, and that was pretty much shameful. Though it's very interesting that you could see Second Chance kicking in as I was dying. I really wonder, for some reason I don't think that that's automatic death. Because normally automatic death, yeah, thanks a lot message. Thanks for making me feel really good about myself. It's funny that it should show up right after I walk into the pit though, so that's worth a rating. Yeah, back on topic. I don't exactly know that that's an instant death pit. Probably is though. Maybe they just forgot to code it, but it's long enough down that you'll just die. Pretty sure I just saw a gargoyle. So instead of rushing headlong into it, I will enjoy the Tower of Terror one more time. No gargoyle. Oh, hello. I'm kind of glad that he... Oh, wow. Okay, that looks like it hurts. Well, it's unfortunate what happened to that gargoyle's, ragdoll, but I did like that he dropped down onto the elevator. I got to fight him while the elevator was moving upwards. Strikes me as kind of a badass sort of fight. Lovely. Well, with that, the way to the boss is opened. And also, that wall that was in our way from the last video, down where we picked up some items and fought some gargoyles, that's now opened up. There's going to be a large area down there with a bunch of treasures, but unfortunately there's also a lot of man centipedes down there. Yeah, don't think I didn't see you. I did. So yes, there's one particular treasure down there that I definitely want to get. We've been lacking a source of fire damage from a weapon. So that's what I'm going to go pick up now. And it turns out that the man centipedes are actually even nastier than you'd think. They have acid spit. And acid spit can in fact wreck your weapons. Once they get down to, I believe, 30% of their maximum endurance, you get a massive performance loss from them. And you get the weapon broke screen. You can also get the armor broke screen, which is equally bad. So let's give that great axe we got from Stonefang Tunnel a try. I may not have much strength, but it turned out that I actually had enough to wield it, so I gave it a couple of upgrades. Just, the scaling's gonna be garbage. I will tell you this, though. May not be doing a ton of damage, but it feels really good to hack those guys apart like a madman with an axe. Madwoman, as the case may be. Also feels good to break pots. Maybe that's why it's always in all the pot breaking is kept in Zelda games after all these years. It's just fun to smash people's stuff and have no consequences. And of course, due to the deaths, the gargoyles are here too. I had forgotten that they existed at all, but they have since respawned. Yeah, he's gone. Now you gotta be a bit careful down here. There are a lot of those centipedes. And unfortunately, it seems they got time to organize, and they organized a pincher attack. That is all kinds of bad. Oh dear. No. Nope. Nope, nope.